Hi, how y'all doing? This is Joanna here, making another video for Independence Day. Super Saturday, Apache Eagle. I don't even know what that means. Sorry, I'm weird sometimes. Yeah, this is gonna be a weird game. Yeah, as I try to say it's gonna be weird, it's gonna be different, but there's still gonna be 27 outs, 3 strikes you're out type shit. You know? Yeah. Whatever. I'm obviously the Baltimore Orioles. This is actually one of the things I did want to say before I start playing the game. Look at this roster, man. It ain't that bad, you know. It's just not winning, you know. It's also I'll go down some of the stats because you see the 90s and the 92 and the 87. He's a full-time player who can almost 40 home runs and almost 300 batting average. He's good, decent. The backup player that's only got 178 at bats. You know, it's like, geez, that's not bad. Worse. Let's go to the regular starters. Okay, 16 home runs. 16. That's actually pretty good, actually, to get 2 guys that hit 16 home runs. Because, you know, that's kind of nice. 22, man. 19, 30, 30's like, be consistent. That's my only thing, you know. So those are all position players. Let's go through this guy. Yeah, see, obviously they didn't do that well, but yeah, I just wanted to go over those guys, show how they, you know, because, you know, show how they're doing and shit. Probably not gonna come back. Who the hell is Robert Clark? I don't care. I want to make sure that's the lineup I set because I don't want to put Robert Clark in. I don't care. I don't hate that, but I just I don't care, you know. Alright, so yeah. I should have just hit skip all. You know, for the Orioles to be at where they're at, we got to get better pitching. So yeah, it's gonna be so weird not having baseball, like any kind of spring training, I think, or you know, any game of any kind, really, on Independence Day in America or in the world here. Yeah, it's gonna be weird, but happy Independence Day to everybody in America. I really feel bad about saying that because I'm like, independent. Our country is so effed up. It's not even funny. You know, it's like, you know, one of those things you're just like, kind of like, yeah. I don't like America. You know, I hate to say that because, you know, that usually gets people pissed and really patriotic. And I'm just like, I'm not pleased with what America is right now, to be honest with you. I'm not really pleased. I think it's a little bit like a work in progress. Like, we can be better. We have to be better. You know what I mean? So yeah. That's one of the things I would say. We gotta be better. We can't have this stupid crap that we've been dealing. We can't, you know, look down on people, man. The only reason you look down on someone is to help them back up, you know? Don't be a fucking bigot, you know? You know, I mean, you know, treat people how you want to be treated, right? You know, don't walk around literally, you know, like, I mean, and think that you're better than someone. Like, you're not. Like, I kind of brings me another point. You know, I was gonna say I'm actually planning on moving to another part of the country, maybe another state, maybe Massachusetts. And the only reason I'm saying Massachusetts is it's not because I'm a Red Sox fan. Actually, that's not really a big consideration for me at the moment. It's more of a I just don't have the option of moving to New York. You know what I mean? I'd rather go to Springfield or some, you know, town up there. Yeah. I mean, because I'm like looking all around trying to, you know, get a good spot, get a good place going. I'm looking for a lot of different things. Any way to get out of the housing authority. You know what I mean? They just, like, one of the things I hate about this place is they don't provide services for the people in here. You know what I mean? What I mean is that if you see a guy that can't function independently, or that needs help functioning independently, you know, don't just shut up and take the check. You know what I mean? Don't just do that. That's what they do. Pisses me right the hell off. Like, you know? You know, it's like, you know, one of those things. I'm literally like discovering what I need and what I don't need out of a landlord, and it's like, you know, it's kind of weird. But yeah, it's also like some of the people that live in the housing authority in the building I live in, which I'm not saying like the housing authority is inherently bad. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say the building I live in has a bunch of crazy people in it, like crazy people, you know. So it's like you don't want to be stuck with them at all, you know. People that like I'm not trying to pass judgment. I'm just saying they literally go outside, lie down on the concrete. And I know why they do it. It's cold, but it's like, bro, like you're tired. Lay down inside, you fuck. Like nobody wants, like, you know what I mean? Like it's not. I just look at that and I'm like, yo, you just accept checks, don't you, housing authority? You know what I mean? Like, and that, like, those are like the two people that would take shit out of the dumpster and fuck up everybody else so they can smoke. That's annoying. That's really fucking annoying. I can't, you know, even understand that. You know, so, for those of you who don't know, like, a part of me is like, yo, if you see a rule on the wall in a sign from the housing authority saying, if you see crap in the dumpster, do not take it out and put it in your fucking apartment, or put it out in the main apartment. You see that, and instead of going, hey, those chairs in the dumpster, we're gonna leave those shits alone, you know? No, you just totally take it. Like, that's the type of shit where I'm like, bro, it's like one thing to like give a shit about your whole, like, you know, the whole fucking building can get infested because you want that damn chair, you know? That's one of those things where I'm more angry at two people, right? Obviously, housing authority for like setting up a rule and then not having, you know, enough guts to say like, bro, you violated the rule, here's your smack. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't, it's like the speed limit. If you don't enforce it, nobody follows it, you know? I mean, obviously it's, you know what I mean? That's the theory, right? You don't enforce it, nobody cares, and then you get accidents. This is like, you know, it's what they do. And that's why I don't want to live here. Like, because you always are going to have idiots in your building. Like, damn it, you got to have, like, some kind of, like, way of saying to these idiots, like, you fucking do that again, you're out of here, you know? And then they complain about me being a mess, where I'm like, yo, I'm the lesser of your evils. I mean, literally, I don't get it. Like, I don't really like the fact I'm gonna lose this league, but fuck it, right? Fuck it, you know. Also, note to self: get better pitching, or just care more. I don't know. So you wanted to play in Tropicana Field, did you? I'm like laughing because I actually, for some reason, I like dome stadiums. I don't know why I like stadiums like that, but it's weird. Like, because admittedly, I'm more of a like. I mean, I like Fenway Park because I've actually been there, you know. But to get on that subject, so I'm not like constantly in the negative zone here. I do like dome stadiums. I don't know why I do. It is probably the worst thing for baseball. Great for football and other sports, but worse for baseball. You know? Yeah, it's like one of those things you just be like, yeah. It doesn't, like, I think what makes it baseball, like, it's actually what makes baseball one of the worst sports to watch sometimes, is that baseball is too attached to its tradition in a way. Like, and the tradition, like, what I mean that is, like, the traditions they want to keep are stupid, but the ones that they actually try to change make no sense. Like one of the things that kind of gets me going is like, oh, we need to, you know, do this or do that. Like, yo, you need to simplify the game. You can't make it like this crazy shit that they try to do, and then try to think of one that they want, a couple of the rules that they're doing that just don't make a lot of sense. Like, you know, one of the things I actually thought about that would make a lot of sense is how many pitching changes you can make, right? I would actually limit that, or find a way to limit that, because that kills, like, you know what I mean? Like, that could kill your whole freaking sport, man. And what I mean by that is a small example, right? But the problem is, you know, you get like a pitching change like every couple of batters. It's like, yo, that ain't solving the problem. You know, because that, like, you know, what I'm trying to say is people like me don't want to sit through 30 different commercials just because the pitcher would need to get out a lefty on lefty matchup, right? I mean, I understand you got to respect the tactical side of the sport, which I'm actually for. That's why I don't really like the 3-batter minimum rule, because that doesn't really address anything. Because you could still find a way to get, like, change pitchers like nothing else. But pitching changes would be pretty, you know, interesting, right? But baseball doesn't do that. They think, you know, that any changes to the game are like sacrilegious. I'm not like that. I'm like, yo, if it's a smart change and it can get younger fans into the game, I'm for it. If it's players expressing themselves, I'm really for that. That's actually the bigger issue, because, you know, if you're into baseball, you'll follow the sport regardless of pitching changes or whatever. But with the you know, the players being able to express themselves, that's like, yo, you gotta start telling these guys, you throw at someone's head, say goodbye to a month, you know? You know what I mean? Like, you can't have people throwing at each other's heads because you looked at a home run too long. Like, bro, I'll be honest with you. Like, if I hit a home run right now in the real world, IRL, in real life, I would be pimping that shit, man. I would be like, yeah, I would be like right in the, I'd be going Happy Gilmore on that shit. Like, I'd be like riding the bat like a fucking horse. And that's me, Joanna, saying that. Yeah, that's like, well, you know what I mean? Like, I would do that. Fucking, because I'm the crazy motherfucker that if you throw out my head, I'm coming at you with the bat. I don't give a shit. You tried to kill me. But that's the problem. You can't have a game that barbaric and get people into the seats. You know, people are more social justice aware and stuff. You know, like, I'm just saying that to be honest with you. I love baseball. I actually think it's a great sport, but it's also like bogged down by so many unwritten rules that just become like, yo, gotta like, gotta. I don't want to say clean it up because I think that has to be done, and that also implies a lot of different other things I really don't think happen as much anymore, like steroids and things like that, which I'm pretty sure it does happen, but it's also like more people expect it. Well, people are tired of getting their heads smashed and shit. Oh my god. Oh, keep burping there, buddy. Game over, yeah. Like, oh, that was almost a hit in some universe. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm just gonna get the timer going. Here. I actually have had the timer going, but I'm like, you know, let's just get it going. Set it up, knock it down, drag it out. Yeah. Yeah. So we're actually doing this pretty decently here. We got like 22. We got not 22 minutes in. We're more like, you know, maybe 15 if we're being honest. But yeah, baseball, I wish it was better. Like, I wish it was better in that, like, the commissioner gave a shit. What else? The players were more recognizable. It's just like, yo. Because, like, I think all, like, physical sports have their own unique charm to them where you're like, bro, that's amazing. That guy pulled off that amazing play. But baseball has no idea how to actually celebrate that shit. It's like weird. You hear NBA players talking about boycotting and shit, and then you get baseball players like, it's locked in a cycle, man. It is locked in a cycle. I don't get it. Like what I mean by that is like, I feel bad for the players on the individual level. I'll just say that. Like, I feel bad for like, oh hey, John Means, you know, but I don't think the Players Association or, you know, the people in charge basically of that, or obviously the commissioner is delusional. He's a tool, you know. I gotta say that because I don't like the owners. I don't like the people in charge of the Players Association. You know, it's like, yo, these people gotta understand, like, if you guys work together, you guys are unstoppable. The NBA figured that shit out in the 70s. And I actually would make a good point. I thought about making a video where it was like, bro, the NBA of the 70s is where baseball's at today. Marginalized, very regional, very, you know, oh, not on TV as much, not on ESPN, like not a very talked about league. Very negative publicity with racial politics, you know, people just being dicks, and then the weird thing is like with like the NBA got a bunch of players that that literally, you know, that turned it around. Magic, Bird, Dr. J, and Michael Jordan. I mean, god damn, Michael Jordan was like a machine. You know, those guys were easy. Once they found their guys in basketball, man, they marketed them, and now they're one of the best run leagues in the world. MLB is always like short-sighted, is the best way to describe them. Oh, we want the most money, guaranteed contracts, which I'm not even gonna fight them on that. That shit, you go for it. Pay the players, man. But yeah. Anyways, but they're so short-sighted. They only see like in the moment. Oh, well, we got a TV deal. No, dude, you got a TV deal, and you still haven't fixed your problem. You're making money, but your problem is growing. You're making money because, let's face it, there's a lot of times in the summer where people don't have the NFL, NHL, ML, and NBA to compete against, right? You got the NBA finals end in June, and you basically get a pretty decent amount of time to yourself in your best months of the year. You're late. You know what I mean? I just find that funny. It's like competition breeds excellence, in that way. Like, because MLB didn't really have a challenger for a lot of its life. The NBA, NFL, and NHL all have to fight each other on everything because they all take place in the winter and fall. You get where this is going. They had to learn, like, they got stronger. So, yeah, like, that's actually more of a psychological part, right? Where it's like, bro, they just got stronger. They conditioned themselves and they realized, hey, we gotta work together, man. We can't fucking have unwritten rules or rules that don't really help. And then, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like weird.
The third baseman, Hunter Alberto.
Yeah, I just kind of go with the MLB, man. I actually like MLB the show, right? I like MLB, I like the game, but I just, it's weird. I can't stand up for this game, in a way. The game of baseball, because it's like, it's just run by idiots, People with no vision. You have the commissioner of the league calling the trophy a piece of metal. It's like, bruh, that's what people lived and died for, In a very minor sense, I'm not going to say it's like a war, but like, geez, they sacrificed their lives for that shit, man. Their physical well-being, and it caused baseball has impacted so many lives. And you're just going, oh, it's a piece of metal. You know what players would give to get that piece of metal? I mean, that's why I'm like, yo, I can't really side with anybody, because on one end the players are short-sighted, but the owners and the commish are just like, yo, we are just bad. Like, not even like I don't like Gary Bettman with the NHL, right? But Gary Bettman knows he's got he can please Canada, and that's what his job is to do. But he also knows he has to cater to America. MLB is like just wondering, like they don't even care, Weird. Like, some of the things you hear about with hockey, right? Like, okay, they went from a lot of northern teams, northeastern teams down south, and I'm like, okay, so yeah, it failed, but you know what? That's a shot, man. They tried. They didn't just sit on their hands and do nothing. And MLB is just like the exact opposite. They fight and claw for stupidity, So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just so weird. I mean, you get the NBA who's trying to actually get a season going on, and to be honest with you, I gotta commend them for it, because it's like, even if it fails, right? Even if they never play a game, they tried. They put their butts on the line. They're gonna try. They're gonna give it a good chance. Whereas MLB is just like fighting over crap. And to be honest with you, MLB is probably an easier sport to socially distance than any other sport. It's not very physically dependent. You can find ways to do shit in MLB that you can't do in basketball or football, right? But now we gotta fight. We gotta get everybody fucking pissed. That's all, man. Yeah, I know. I'm like, yep, that's gone. Yeah, it's out of here. Ah, motherfucker. Oh, hey, we're actually not having a bad game here against the first place team, so, yeah. Oh, it's weird. Well, I mean, I just wanted to do this Independence Day. I really wish everybody a happy Independence Day. I think our country can be great, but we just got to start working on that. We can't just do what we're doing. You know, this is enough. You know, I mean, fuck the past. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.